Sofa repair number 2. Right, the conclusion I've come to is that this longer one is actually the right length. This one is fractionally shorter. So, as the most crucial element is the front, because that's where you've got the overhang. That's where you've got the comfort and to stop you getting hit on the wooden frame. What I've done is I've decided just to not worry about here. It doesn't really matter because this part you don't put pressure on because it's under the back of the sofa, so you never actually sit there. And you can say yes, it's only a bit on the wood, but it doesn't matter because it's the straps, they're taking the load. But to help the covering package properly at the back, I cut a sliver to fill the gap. Didn't entirely go according to plan, slightly too thin and slightly like a bit of badly sliced bread, but it should be enough just to hold things in place and to allow the material to come around the back in an okay fashion. Now we're going to cover it back up. It's the shortest way. So gently feeding in the bit in between. This one as well. Just take your time. I want it to be flat because you don't want to sit there with ridges underneath your bum. Unless you're into that kind of thing. Right, good leather. Again, take your time. Put your hand underneath to help feed it round, because it will tend to stick. Pay attention to the lines of the seams. It's a little bit fiddly, but don't force anything. Don't forget these ribbons under here, fastening, those two, plus this one. You don't need to get them exactly to the right place yet, just get them through, because these things tend to stick to each other. You put your hand underneath to lift them off. It allows you to slide things up. Aim you want at this stage is to get the front right, and you can sort the back out afterwards. Like here we're looking at the front. This is a seam that goes almost to top. They're almost there. Slap it inside to move it around. That looks fairly good. So it's going to adjust it more and then work on the back. If you get the relationship of this to the foam correct first, once that's correct, then you get the relationship of the top leather to this softer layer, for the want of a better word. It's mostly done. There's a few lines because what we haven't done yet is secure in here, which will pull that down, and then we can pull at the sides, sort the back, and it will all go into place. I haven't put the sliver in yet. Should do that later. Now I'm going to tip it up, put these through, and then secure that. See from the front, It's now pretty much done. I've got the two ribbons here through to the underside. I'm not tying them up yet, I'll need them as fine adjustments, but this one is elasticated, so if I pull that down so it puts it under load, staple it, just to grip it. Now I can lift this up without this coming off, and I can add the slither here, start stapling the sides, get those right, and then when it's up I pull the ribbons underneath to give the final touch. As you can see, this is fairly smooth, just at the edge. You want it flat, but it doesn't need to be super tight. I'm just going to run some staples across. Not doing a huge number, just enough to hold it in place. Now's the time to put in this delightful slither of curiosity. Let's see, that foams out, so I'll push all that in. Make sure it's all flat and okay. Obviously, being foam, there is a degree of flexibility. Still working on this side. I've pulled back the top. I've already put in a few staples there. Let's put another one down here. Ribbons are in there, okay, accessible. Just batting the sponge in a bit. So this I've tucked in underneath because you don't want to have to staple through that. Work your way through step by step. Glad I was pressed. All these parts, they work with each other. So I can do some fine adjustments, including these, the ribbons. I've got in this side, so pull these through. And I've checked on the other side how it looks. I think it looks okay. So this one, you pull them reasonably tight, but you're obviously not going to try and rip them out. So that'll be the last thing you want. It's a bit twisted. Now bear in mind, this is a 15-year-old sofa. It's been a slight bit stretched than leather. But all these creases, when you sit in it, you won't feel them because your weight will stretch it downwards and they will naturally disappear. So that's the front there. To the back. The other side. Good for you, sir. Thank you very much. I haven't got the bolts just yet. Remember the two dowels here, this side and this side. That one's gone in, so that side's in. I'll pull this up. And it's in. So they're in. with the bolts. I'm not going to know about the ends first. Right, let's go to the top. Let's see if this one's come out. One's located through. Now, use these. Just enough to hold it in. So this one. Right, so that's not going to come out now. And I'll go round the sides. Okay. Having said I couldn't see. So again. Screwing that one from behind. So that one's in, the two ends. Now still the one that end to keep it balanced. Anyway, the bolts haven't done it properly yet. So now I can just tuck in everything underneath. You can see at the fronts it's fine. It's only a millimetre or so out, but because I've put the bracket at the end, it's holding it slightly up. So I'm actually going to drill through that. 13mm head, so it's basically 8mm shaft. So I've got an 8mm bit, which I shall use. There we go through fine. Now on the same hole on the other side, let it go through. That side's okay. We now have all 6 bolts in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should do them up. I've got a hand holding a captive bolt. Nut, I should say. One's first. I'm not tying them up. Because I'm going to tie them up first on these ends because they've made it to the bottom. Fingers just here checking it doesn't turn. Put them up properly. Notice it's still only hand tight. I'm not using a ratchet. And that, my friends, is a rebuilt sofa. And if you remember before, well, this is all horribly bent and bananaed. No, it doesn't. There's a gap here between the foams. It's mostly filled by the padding material that goes on top of them. It's completely fine. And now for the set. Beautiful. I'm not sinking in, my back isn't getting curved. Well worth the effort. And the other side. Oh. It's fun. Sofa repair number 2 repaired.